I've been using this alert box because we need some way of getting a message out of JavaScript, but it is kind of annoying, particularly if I have several of them, because it requires that I click the OK button to dismiss it. And it's certainly not going to be what we want to do much more, except in real alert circumstances. But luckily we have Firebug, and having Firebug gives us something very useful here. Instead of alert, from now on, what I'm going to do when I want the same equivalent is I'm going to change that to console.log, leaving everything else the same. This is all written in lowercase. As you can see, I have 3 statements here that all call console.log. Now, if I run this one again, instead of having the alert box pop up in the page section, I'm actually getting it pop up over here in the actual console, which is part of Firebug. Console.log is not officially part of the JavaScript language. It's an add-on that Firebug is bringing to the party, although it does work in other JavaScript debuggers like the ones you can get in Internet Explorer and Safari. Now, what that does mean is that unlike an alert message, if you don't have the Firebug console open, you're not going to see it. But that's okay. It's intended for us as writers of JavaScript. It's not for the end user. They should never see it, but we certainly want it. So we can write out a string as a message to the console. We could write out a variable like the variable I have defined just up above, which is foo. I can write out multiple variables just by separating them with commas. And over on the left-hand side, I'm just going to hit the clear button to clear the console, run this again, and I can see the output that I'm having here. Now, a log message is just a log message. This could be a good message, could be a bad message, could be informative. We can make that behavior more apparent if we know there's an error or we know it's informational by changing the word log to one of 4 other words. We could change log to debug, and I'll just comment out the other lines right now. Clear the console on the left and run it. Not much of a difference on that one. Change debug to info. Now I get the little eye icon here. Change info to warn. And now I get the yellow and the exclamation mark, or change console to error and run that. And we actually get the error message here. It's the same message, but different icons for them. Though note, if you do have an error, you'll also now get it in the status bar as well. But for the most part, we'll just be doing console.log, the most straightforward way of doing this. And we can do a few other things with the console, as we'll see later, like measuring performance and how long a script is taking to run. But if nothing else, console.log is going to come in immensely useful for us to understand our own code better.